The scent of rain-soaked earth and crushed pine needles is the only comfort I have ever known. Here, at the edge of the Blackwood Pack's territory, the world feels vast, and I feel infinitesimally small. My name is Ilara, and I am an Omega, which in my pack is just another word for worthless. Worse than that, I am wolfless. While others my age shifted under the full moon years ago, embracing the wild spirit within, my own transformation never came. My inner beast is a silent, hollow space where a wolf should be. This flaw, this emptiness, marks me as broken. I exist in the shadows of the pack house, a ghost who polishes floors and scrubs pots, my presence tolerated but never welcomed. I keep my head down, my eyes on the worn stone flags. To look up is to invite scorn. The other wolves, sleek and powerful in their human forms, carry the scent of their inner beasts like a second skin. Alphas smell of ozone and command, betas of solid earth and loyalty. Even other omegas carry the sweet, submissive scent of chamomile and milk. I smell of nothing but soap and loneliness. The pack's alpha, call, is a force of nature. His scent alone, a potent mix of winter frost, dark pine, and the sharp crackle of a lightning strike, is enough to make a lesser wolf kneel. He is all power and brutal grace, his presence a constant, suffocating pressure. I avoid him at all costs, a mouse hiding from a hawk. Tonight is the great mating hunt, a ritual as old as the moon. The unmated wolves of the pack will run under the stars, their beasts choosing a mate guided by fate and instinct. It is a night of hope for most. For me, it is a night of profound humiliation. As a wolfless Omega, I am forbidden from participating. Instead, I will serve the warriors when they return, their hands and mouths still stained with the thrill of the chase. I finish polishing the last of the ceremonial silver, my reflection a warped, indistinct blur. The ache in my chest is a familiar companion, a constant, dull throb where a bond should one day settle. As the drums begin to beat in the distance, signaling the start of the hunt, a strange energy crackles through me. It is not the familiar dread, but something else, something warm and insistent, coiling low in my belly. I dismiss it as wishful thinking, a phantom echo of a hope I should have abandoned long ago. I carry a heavy tray of roasted meats toward the feasting hall, the noise and heat spilling out to meet me. The air is thick with anticipation, testosterone, and the heady sense of dozens of wolves primed for the chase. I slip through the crowd, invisible as always, my gaze fixed on the floor. But then, it happens. A scent cuts through the cacophony of smells. A singular, impossible fragrance that seems to rewrite the world. Night-blooming jasmine, silver starlight, and the clean, cool scent of a coming storm. It is a scent of impossible beauty, of ancient magic, and it is calling to me. My head snaps up, my heart hammering against my ribs. My eyes scan the room, searching, desperate. The scent grows stronger, pulling me forward as if on an invisible tether. Every instinct I did not know I possessed screams one word, a word I have only ever read in old texts, a word I never dared to dream for myself. Mate. The world narrows to a single point, and then I see him. Alpha Kale stands by the great hearth, his back to the fire, the flames casting his formidable frame in flickering shadow. He is laughing with his betas, his head thrown back, but then he freezes. His nostrils flare. His head turns. His silver eyes, sharp as a winter sky, sweep the room. They pass over me, then snap back, locking onto mine. Time stops. The roaring celebration fades to a muffled hum. In his eyes, I see a mirror of my own shock, my own disbelief. The scent of him, pine and frost and lightning, slams into me, not as a threat, but as a homecoming. The hollow space inside me ignites, a supernova of feeling. It is not a wolf that stirs, but something older, something deeper. A golden thread, shimmering with power, spools out from my chest and connects directly to his. The mate bond. It is real. It is here. And it is ours. A breathless moment of pure, unadulterated hope blooms in the wasteland of my heart. I see a future in his eyes, a life where I am not a ghost, where I am not broken. I am his, and he is mine. The fates have decreed it. Alpha Kyle, the most powerful wolf in the territory, and me, the wolfless Omega. It is a miracle. It is destiny. He takes a step toward me, his expression a mixture of awe and confusion. The crowd parts for him, a sea of bodies giving way to their alpha. My breath catches. This is it. This is the moment my life begins. He will come to me. He will claim me in front of the entire pack, and everything will change. The whispers have already started, heads turning, wolves sniffing the air, sensing the shift in the atmosphere. The impossible has happened. He stops a few feet away from me. The scent of jasmine and pine is so thick between us, it is almost a physical thing, a shimmering curtain of want and need. His eyes trace my face, my worn tunic, my trembling hands still clutching the heavy tray. I can see the war in him, the shock, the dawning recognition, the pull of the bond. And then, something else creeps into his eyes, something cold and calculating, pride. His gaze flickers to his senior warriors, to the pack elders watching from their high seats. He sees their expressions, their barely concealed disbelief and disdain. An alpha's mate is a reflection of his strength. His fated mate is a wolfless, low-status omega. The scent of his pride turning to shame is a sour, acrid thing that burns my throat. I see the exact moment he makes his choice. The golden thread between us begins to fray. You. His voice is a low growl, stripped of the awe it held only a moment before. It is hard, sharp, and full of a chilling authority. What are you doing? You reek. The words are a physical blow. The hope that had soared so high shatters into a million pieces. The pack, silent moments ago, erupts in snickering laughter. Reek? But he had smelled it too, the jasmine, the starlight. He is lying. He is choosing to lie. Alpha, I whisper, my voice barely audible. The scent. Our bond. He throws his head back and laughs, a cruel, ugly sound that echoes the pack's derision. Bond? With you? He takes a deliberate step back, widening the chasm between us. He looks at me as if I am something he has scraped off his boot. You are a wolfless omega, a flaw in the bloodline. The moon goddess would never curse me with a mate so weak. You are nothing. Nothing. The word rings out in the sudden silence. It is not just a rejection of me. It is a rejection of fate, of the goddess herself. The golden thread between us does not just fray, it snaps. The pain is instantaneous and blinding. It is not an emotional hurt, but a physical agony, as if my soul has been ripped in half. I cry out, stumbling backward, the heavy tray of meat crashing to the floor. The sound is deafening. My legs give out, and I fall to my knees amidst the ruined food. I clutch my chest, gasping for breath. The phantom pain of the severed bond, a gaping, bleeding wound inside me. The scent of pine and frost now smells like poison, like death. The pack's laughter washes over me, a tidal wave of humiliation. Through the haze of my pain, I look up at him. His face is a mask of cold indifference, but his hands are clenched into white-knuckled fists at his sides. He is feeling it too. The recoil, the backlash of a rejected bond. But his pride is a fortress, and he will not show it. "Get this filth out of my sight," he commands, his voice like ice. She has tainted the celebration. Two of his guards haul me to my feet. Their touch is rough, uncaring. They drag me from the hall, my bare feet scraping against the cold stone. I do not fight. I do not have the strength. The last thing I see is Kale's face, his jaw set like granite, his silver eyes dark with a storm he has willingly unleashed. He has chosen his pride over his soul, and he has just destroyed mine. They do not take me back to my small room in the servants' quarters. They drag me past the pack house, past the edge of the village, to the border of the territory. The cold night air bites at my skin, a stark contrast to the firestorm of pain in my chest. The guards throw me to the ground at the foot of an ancient, gnarled oak that marks the boundary. "Alpha's orders," the first guard grunts, his voice devoid of any pity. "You are exiled. If you set foot on Blackwood territory again, you will be hunted down as a rogue." Exiled. The word is a death sentence. To be a lone wolf without a pack is to be prey. But then, I am not even a wolf. I am just a girl, wolfless and now mateless, cast out into a world that eats the weak. The second guard spits on the ground near my head. "Good riddance. A flaw like you should have been abandoned at birth." They turn and leave, their laughter echoing back through the trees. I am left alone in the crushing darkness, the sounds of the forest pressing in on me. The pain in my chest is a living thing, a ravenous beast tearing me apart from the inside. The rejection, the humiliation, the utter desolation. It is a weight too heavy to bear. I curl into a ball, my body racked with sobs. It would be so easy to just lie here and let the forest take me, let the cold seep into my bones, let the predators find me. It would be an end to the pain. "Survive," a tiny, unfamiliar voice whispers from the deepest part of my being. It is not a wolf's growl. It is something else, something quiet and fierce. I press my forehead against the cold, damp earth, and I make a choice. I will not die here. I will not let him be the end of my story. I will live. I will survive this. And one day, I will make him regret it. With a groan, I push myself up, my muscles screaming in protest, and take my first step into exile. 3 years later, the woman who was cast out is a distant memory. I no longer smell of soap and loneliness. I smell of the wild, of pine sap and river mud, of blood and power. The girl who was wolfless has found a different kind of beast within herself. The whisper I heard that first night has grown into a steady, commanding voice. It is the voice of my magic. I am not wolfless. I am a lunar scion, a descendant of an ancient line of witches whose power is tied to the moon, a magic predating the wolf shifters. My inability to shift was not a flaw. It was a sign of my bloodline's purity. The scent Kale recognized was not that of a wolf mate, but of something far rarer, far more potent. The wilderness that was meant to be my grave became my crucible. The first year was a nightmare of starvation, fear, and a pain so profound I thought it would consume me. The broken bond was a constant, agonizing ache, a hollow cavity in my soul that throbbed with every beat of my heart. But I learned. I learned to track, to hunt, to fight. I learned the language of the forest, the properties of herbs, the secrets of the earth. I grew hard and lean, my body a tapestry of scars that told the story of my survival. The discovery of my power came during a brutal winter when I was cornered by a feral rogue wolf, crazed with hunger. As it lunged for my throat, terror and instinct took over. I threw up my hands, a scream tearing from my lungs, and a wave of pure, silver energy erupted from me. It slammed into the rogue, not harming it, but encasing it in a shimmering web of moonlight. The wolf froze, its aggression turning to confused submission before it turned and fled. I stared at my hands, trembling and glowing with a faint, ethereal light. The quiet voice inside me sang with triumph. Power. From that day on, I practiced. I learned to draw power from the moon, to weave threads of light into shields and snares, to heal wounds with a touch, to command the very earth beneath my feet. I found others like me, outcasts and exiles, shifters who had lost their packs, and humans who had fled their villages. They were drawn to my growing power, to the sanctuary I was carving out of the harsh landscape. We built a settlement in a hidden valley, a place we named Luna's Gift. It is a home for the forgotten, the broken, the different, and they call me their alpha, their queen. I am no longer a ghost. I am a leader. The pain of the bond is still there, a dull silver scar on my soul, but it no longer defines me. It is a reminder of the girl I was and the strength she found in her own ashes. My name is Kale, and for 3 years I have been living in a ghost's memory. My pack sees a strong alpha, a leader who has secured our borders and ensured our prosperity. They see the granite mask I wear, the cold authority in my voice. They do not see the rot inside. They do not hear the constant, screaming silence in my mind where my wolf used to speak to me. The night I rejected her, the night I broke our bond, my wolf tore himself away from me. He is still there, a furious, grieving beast trapped in the cage of my flesh. But he no longer guides me. He only hates me. Every night, I lie in my massive empty bed, and the scent of night-blooming jasmine and starlight invades my senses. It is a phantom, a memory, but it is so real I can almost taste it. I have not slept a full night in 3 years. I see her face in my waking dreams, her eyes wide with a hope I personally extinguished. I hear her cry of pain, the sound of her soul ripping in two because of me. Mine, my wolf snarls in the back of my mind, the only word he has offered me since that night. You killed ours. You broke ours. My pride demanded a strong mate, a pure-blooded wolf who would bring honor to my line. My elders whispered poison in my ear, stoking my fears of being seen as weak. I listened. I chose their approval over the command of my own soul, over the gift of the goddess herself. And my punishment is to live with the consequences. I am the mighty alpha of the Blackwood Pack, and I am the loneliest man in the world. I have tried to move on. I have lain with other she-wolves, beautiful and powerful and willing, but it is like embracing statues. There is no spark, no connection. My body and soul are bound to a woman I cast away, and my wolf ensures I will never forget it. He turns my stomach at the scent of another female, fills my mind with the image of Alara's face until I am sick with regret. Now, a new threat has emerged. Shadow creatures, things of nightmare and void are pouring out of the blighted lands. They call them the void-touched. They drain the life from the land and from our people, leaving behind only desiccated husks. They are resistant to our claws and teeth. My warriors fight bravely, but we are losing ground. The pack is scared. They look to me for answers, for a strength I no longer truly possess. My wolf's fury gives me power in battle, but it is a wild, uncontrolled rage. I am a bludgeon, not a strategist. I am failing them. And in the darkest hours of the night, when the phantom scent of jasmine is strongest, I wonder if this is my penance. I wonder if the darkness has come for me, a final reckoning for the day I rejected the light. Rumors have reached us of a settlement of outcasts deep in the wilderness, a place called Lunaskift, led by a powerful sorceress who holds the void touched at bay. They say she wields the power of the moon itself. They call her the Moon Witch, a queen of rogues. Desperation is a bitter pill to swallow, but I am choking on it. I must seek this witch out, forge an alliance. It is my pack's only hope, my only hope. A scout from a neighboring pack arrives at Lunaskift, his fur matted with sweat and fear. He brings news and a request for sanctuary for his pack's young. His alpha, a kind-faced wolf named Liam, follows a day later. He is from the Sunstone Pack, a clan known for their diplomacy and healing skills. He comes not as a supplicant, but as an equal seeking an alliance against the growing darkness. Liam is everything Kale was not. His scent is warm and comforting, like sun-warmed earth and honey. His eyes are a gentle brown, and they look at me with respect, not pity or disdain. He is not intimidated by my power. He is impressed by it. He sees the community I have built, the loyalty my people have for me, and he honors it. You have created a miracle here, Alpha Ilara, he says, his voice a low, pleasant rumble. We stand on the overlook above our valley, the lights of our homes twinkling like fallen stars below. They are not miracles, I reply, my voice even. They are the result of hard work and the will to survive. A will that starts with the leader, he says softly. He looks at me, truly looks at me, and for the first time in years, I feel seen as the woman I am now, not the girl I was. There is no mate bond between us, no fated pull, but there is a warmth, a connection. It is calm and steady, a peaceful river compared to the raging ocean I knew with Kal. Liam spends weeks in Lunaskift, helping us fortify our defenses, sharing his knowledge of the void touched. He teaches my people, laughs with our children, and listens to my counsel. He treats me like a queen, and a small, treacherous part of my heart begins to wonder if this is what a healthy partnership could feel like. A choice, not a decree of fate. A bond built on respect, not ripped apart by pride. One evening, he finds me by the river, where I am tracing patterns of light on the water's surface. Ilara, he begins, his tone serious. My pack needs a strong alpha. I need a strong Luna, one who can lead beside me, one who understands what it means to build something from nothing. He does not touch me, but his gaze is a tangible thing. I am not asking for fate. I am asking for a choice. Choose to build a future with me. His offer is a safe harbor in a raging storm. It is everything I should want. A good man, a noble alpha, a life of peace and respect. But as I look at him, I feel the old scar on my soul, the silver outline of the broken bond, give a faint, cold throb. Before I can answer, one of my sentries comes running, his face pale. Alpha Ilara, a rider approaches. He bears the sigil of the Blackwood Pack. My blood runs cold. Blackwood, Kale. The name is a stone dropped into the placid pool of my new life. The warmth I felt from Liam's presence evaporates, replaced by an icy dread. Mine, the ancient voice inside me hisses. a possessive, predatory sound I have not heard in years. He comes. I stand on the battlements of Lunaskift, my people arrayed behind me, their faces grim but resolute. I am wrapped in a cloak of silver wolf fur, a gift from the northern tribes, and a circlet of polished moonstone rests on my brow. I am no longer the girl who knelt in the dirt. I am a queen in her fortress. He rides alone, his black steed lathered, his face stark and haggard under the gray sky. He has the same powerful frame, the same arrogant set to his shoulders, but there is a weariness in him I have never seen before. The 3 years have been harder on him than I imagined. Good. He pulls his horse to a halt at the base of our gates and dismounts. He looks up, his gaze sweeping the walls until it finds me. His silver eyes, once so cold, are now filled with a maelstrom of emotions I cannot decipher. Shock, pain, and something that looks dangerously like reverence. He does not recognize me at first. He is looking for a broken Omega, not a warrior queen. Then the wind shifts. It carries my scent to him. Night-blooming jasmine, starlight, and the untamed power I now command. His face goes pale. His breath hitches, a raw, audible gasp that carries in the sudden silence. Ilara? He whispers, the name a ghost on his lips. It is not a question. It is a prayer. The broken bond between us, dormant for so long, does not just stir. It explodes. A bolt of white-hot lightning arcs between us, a phantom agony and a desperate, primal longing all at once. I flinch, my hand flying to my chest where the scar tissue of our bond burns like a fresh brand. I see him stagger, one hand bracing against his horse, as if to keep from falling. So, he feels it too. He feels the full force of what he threw away. Alpha Kyle, I say, my voice ringing with an authority I did not possess 3 years ago. I keep it cold as the forest floor he left me on. You are a long way from home. Blackwood territory ends at the river. You are trespassing. Alara, He takes a step forward, his hand outstretched, his face a mask of raw desperation. I did not know. I swear to you, I did not know. Know what? I ask, my voice dripping with ice. That the Omega you exiled could survive? Or that she could build an army while you let your own lands fall to ruin? My words are arrows, and I see them hit their mark. He flinches as if struck. Both, he says, his voice rough with unshed emotion. All of it. The void touched are destroying us. My pack is dying. I came seeking an alliance with the Moon Witch of Lunaskift. A bitter, humorless smile touches my lips. You have found her, I say, but the Moon Witch does not forget her enemies. And you, Alpha Kal, are the first and greatest of them. State your business, and then leave my lands. Ours. The voice inside me growls, a low thrum of possessive fury. Make him beg. I fight my own instinct, my own beast that wants to run to him to heal the burning wound between us. I will not. I clamp down on my emotions, turning them to glacial resolve. He will not see my pain. He will only see my power. He looks from my face to Liam, who has moved to stand silently at my side, a quiet statement of support. Kale's eyes darken, a flash of the old, possessive alpha rage flaring in their depths. The scent of ozone and jealousy spikes in the air. He sees Liam's easy presence, the way he stands near me, and it is a dagger to his pride. I need your help. He forces the words out, each one costing him. I am asking for an alliance, for the good of all our people. My people are safe here, behind these walls, I counter. Why should I risk their lives to save the pack that cast me out? Because you are better than me, he says, his voice raw. You have to be. The plea in his eyes is undeniable. The suffering etched onto his face is real, but it is not enough. It will never be enough to erase the memory of his laughter as my world fell apart. An alliance requires trust, I say, my voice final. And you have shown me that your word is worthless. You will be given a room. You will be a guest, but you will be watched. I will consider your request. I turn my back on him then, a dismissal more profound than any insult. I do not see him, but I feel his gaze on my back, a burning weight of regret and desperate, hopeless longing. The first part of his punishment has just begun. He is now the one on the outside, looking in. The following days are a torment of forced proximity. Kale is quartered in a guest hut, under constant guard, but his presence permeates every corner of Lunaskift. His scent, that intoxicating and poisonous blend of pine and frost, seems to cling to the very air, a constant reminder of the chaos he has brought back into my life. We meet in the War Council, a long table of carved oak separating us. He details the attacks, the weaknesses of the void touched, his voice strained and formal. But his eyes never leave me. They follow my every move, every gesture, hungry and haunted. I, in turn, am ruthlessly professional. I am Alpha Ilukra, Queen of Lunaskift. I treat him as I would any visiting dignitary I despise. My voice is clipped, my demeanor cold. I give my attention to Liam, discussing strategies with him in low tones, laughing at a quiet joke he makes, allowing his hand to rest on mine for a moment longer than necessary. I know Kyle is watching. I can feel the heat of his gaze, smell the surge of jealous rage he fights to suppress. It is a petty, cruel game, but it is the only weapon I have against the tidal wave of emotion he evokes in me. Every time our eyes meet, the bond screams, a high, keen wail of agony and need that leaves me breathless. One evening, Liam finds me staring out at the moon, my arms wrapped around myself. "He is hurting you," he says. Not a question. I shake my head, though it is a lie. "He is nothing to me. Do not insult my intelligence, Ilara." Liam's voice is gentle, but firm. "I am not blind. I see the way he looks at you, and I see the way you look at him when you think no one is watching." He sighs, the sound full of a quiet sadness. "I have seen a true mate bond once before. My parents. It is a fire that once lit can never be truly extinguished. You can starve it of air, you can try to drown it, but the embers will always glow." He takes my hand, his touch warm and steady. "I offered you a choice, a life with me, and I meant it. But I will not be a man who stands in the way of fate, no matter how cruel it has been. And I will not ask you to choose a candle when your soul is crying out for a bonfire." He lifts my hand and presses a chaste kiss to my knuckles. He is a fool who was given a treasure and threw it away. But the look in his eyes now, he knows what he lost. Make him earn it, Elira. Make him crawl over broken glass. But do not deny your own heart to spite him. That is a prison I would not wish on my worst enemy. He turns and walks away, leaving me alone with the moon and the truth of his words. He has seen the war inside me and has chosen to gracefully retreat from the battlefield, leaving me with a dignity I did not afford him. He has given me a gift of clarity, and it terrifies me. He is right. The fire is not out, and Kale is about to learn just how badly he has been burned. That night, I cannot sleep. The bond is a live wire, humming with Kyle's proximity. I leave my chambers and walk through the silent village, needing the cold air to clear my head. I find myself drawn to the training grounds, and there he is. He is not sleeping either. He is shirtless, his back to me, swinging a massive practice sword with a desperate fury. His body, once lean and powerful, is now scarred and gaunt, but it is his back that captures my attention. It is a ruin, a lattice work of deep, jagged scars, crisscrossing over his skin like lightning strikes. They are not battle wounds. They are self-inflicted, the marks of claws, his own claws. My breath catches in my throat. This is the source of his wolf's silence. It is not just a mental separation. It is a physical war. His beast has been trying to tear itself out of him, punishing the man for his crime against their shared soul. He stops, sensing me, and turns. The agony on his face is bare, stripped of all pride. "What do you want, Kyle?" I ask, my voice softer than I intend. "You," he rasps, the word broken. "Only you." He takes a hesitant step toward me. I was a fool. I was a coward. I was so terrified of looking weak that I committed the weakest act of my life. I let my pride and the whispers of old men poison the greatest gift I was ever given. There is no excuse. There is no apology that can fix what I broke. I know that. He stops before me, his eyes pleading. "Every day for 3 years, I have woken up with the taste of your scent on my tongue and the sound of your pain in my ears. My wolf has not spoken a single word to me since that night, except one. Mine. He screams it at me, day and night. He shows me the life we could have had, the children we would have raised, the empire we would have built. He shows me everything I destroyed." He sinks to his knees in the dirt before me, the great alpha Kale, on his knees. "It is not enough. Words are easy, Kyle," I say, my heart a traitorous drum in my chest. "You told me I was nothing. You watched your pack laugh as I was dragged away. You sentenced me to death. Then let me die for you now," he says, his voice thick. And he does the one thing that shatters my icy resolve. He bows his head and bares his throat, the ultimate act of submission, an alpha offering his life to another. "My life is yours, Ilara. It has been since the moment I saw you. I was just too blind and stupid to see it. Kill me, banish me, forgive me, I do not care. My fate is in your hands. It always was." A war horn, high and mournful, shatters the night. It is the signal for an attack, a massive one. The void touched are here. They are at our gates. Kale looks up at me, his throat still bared, his eyes full of a terrible, final resolve. "Let me fight for you," he begs. "Let me die, protecting what I should have cherished." The battle is chaos. The void touched pour over our outer walls, their shadowy forms insubstantial and terrifying. They are more numerous than we anticipated, led by a hulking creature of pure darkness, a being that radiates cold and despair. My warriors fight with the courage of lions, their silver weapons glowing with the lunar energy I have imbued them with. I am on the main battlement, a whirlwind of silver light, weaving shields to protect my people and hurling bolts of pure moonlight at the enemy. Kal fights like a man possessed. He is no longer an alpha leading a pack. He is a singular force of destruction. He moves through the battle like a dark angel of death, his great sword scything through the shadow creatures. He is not fighting for his pack or his life. He is fighting for his soul. He keeps me in his line of sight at all times, a silent, dark guardian, cutting down any creature that gets too close. The roar that rips from his throat is not one of battle fury. It is a sound of pure, agonetic grief. The cry of his tormented wolf, finally unleashed. We are being pushed back. The lead creature, the Void General, is too powerful. It shrugs off my attacks and carves a path directly toward me. It knows I am the heart of the defense. If I fall, Lunaskift falls. It raises a clawed hand made of solidified shadow, and a bolt of pure, necrotic energy, black as a starless night, hurtles toward me. I raise a shield of moonlight, but I know it will not be enough. I brace for the impact, for the end. Then, a black-furred shape blurs in front of me. Kyle. He has shifted, not into the proud alpha wolf he once was, but into a monstrous half-man, half-beast creature, fueled by desperation and rage. He throws himself in front of me, taking the full force of the black energy into his own body. He did not even hesitate. The impact throws him back against the wall, and he collapses, shifting back into his human form as he falls. A terrible, smoking wound is burned across his chest, black veins of necrotic energy spreading from it like a spiderweb, poisoning him, killing him. He gasps, his silver eyes finding mine. A small, bloody smile touches his lips. Proof, he chokes out. Not words. He has proven it. He has made the ultimate sacrifice. He has given his life for mine. And in that moment, all the hate, all the anger, all the years of pain, they wash away. All that is left is the searing, undeniable truth. I love him. I have always loved him, and I am not going to let him die. Ours, my inner voice screams, a tidal wave of possessive, protective fury. Save him. Claim him. I drop to my knees beside him, my hands glowing with a frantic, desperate light. No, I whisper, tears streaming down my face. You don't get to die. You don't get to leave me again. I place my hands over the horrific wound on his chest. It is not just a physical injury. The void energy is devouring his life force, and my healing magic is not enough to fight it. There is only one way, a full acceptance, a completion of the bond. It is a risk. Merging our souls now, with him so close to death, could kill us both. I do not care. A life without him is not a life I want. Kyle, I say, my voice trembling but firm, look at me. His eyes, glazed with pain, focus on mine. I choose you. I choose this. I accept our bond, now and forever. I close my eyes, and I don't just push my magic into him. I open the gates of my soul. I take the frayed, broken end of the mate bond, and I pour everything I am into it. My love, my pain, my forgiveness, my power. I offer it all to him, a conscious, willing choice. For a terrifying second, there is nothing. Then I feel him. His soul, battered and broken, reaches back. It latches onto mine, not with the arrogance of an alpha, but with the desperation of a drowning man. The bond doesn't just heal, it ignites. It is a supernova, a blinding explosion of silver and gold light that erupts from us, throwing back the shadows. The pain is excruciating, but it is a purifying fire. I feel his pain, his regret, the 3 years of self-inflicted torment. He feels my desolation, my loneliness, my hard-won strength. All our secrets, all our scars are laid bare. There is no hiding, and there is no judgment. There is only acceptance. The necrotic poison in his wound sizzles, burned away by the pure energy of our completed bond. The gash on his chest closes, leaving behind a faint silvery scar that matches the one on my soul. His wolf, silent for so long, howls in triumph in the space between our minds, a sound of glorious homecoming. Kale's eyes fly open, no longer just silver, but shot through with the golden light of my own magic. He is healed, he is whole, and he is mine. We rise together, no longer two separate beings, but a single, unified force. The power crackling between us is immense, a perfect fusion of his primal alpha strength and my ancient lunar magic. I can feel his wolf, a solid, comforting presence at the back of my mind. He can feel the hum of the moonlight in my veins. We are balanced. We are one. The Void General, momentarily stunned by the blast of light, lets out a screech of rage and charges. Kyle and I move as one, without a word. He draws the creature's attention, a blur of speed and strength, while I gather the power of the full moon above. The light converges on me, a blinding column of silver energy. Kyle leaps aside at the last possible second, and I unleash it all. A torrent of pure, concentrated moonlight slams into the Void General. It does not just banish it, it unmakes it, dissolving its shadowy form until nothing is left but fading dust and a profound silence. With their leader gone, the remaining void-touched dissolve, their forms unable to hold in the pure light of our bonded power. The battle is over. Luna's gift is safe. My people, battered but alive, stare at us with awe. Kyle turns to me, his face alight with a love so pure and powerful it takes my breath away. He does not say a word. He doesn't need to. I can feel it all through the bond. His gratitude, his reverence, his unending devotion. He slowly sinks to one knee, taking my hand and pressing it to his forehead, not as a submissive, but as a consort to his queen. 3 months later, the first snows of winter blanket the valley. Luna's gift is no longer just a sanctuary for outcasts. It is the heart of a new kingdom, one built on the foundations of forgiveness and second chances. The Blackwood Pack and the people of Luna's gift have merged, not always easily, but under our joint leadership, they are learning. We rule not as Alpha and Luna, but as king and queen, equals in every way. I stand on the balcony of our chambers, watching the snow fall. Strong arms wrap it around me from behind, and a familiar chin rests on my shoulder. The scent of pine and frost no longer smells of poison. It smells of home. It is mingled with my own scent of jasmine and starlight, creating a new fragrance unique to us. What is my queen thinking about so fiercely? Kale's voice is a low rumble against my back, the sound vibrating through me via our bond. I lean back into his warmth, placing my hand over his. On my finger, a simple ring of woven silver and moonstone gleams. I was thinking about the girl who was cast out into the snow, I say softly, and how she never dreamed she would find a home like this. He turns me in his arms, his eyes, still flecked with gold, full of a deep, abiding love. He traces the faint silver scar on my chest with a gentle finger, a mirror of the one that now marks him. She was never lost, he says, his voice thick with emotion. I was just a fool who took 3 years to find my way back to her. He leans down, his forehead resting against mine. Thank you, Alara, for not letting me die, for not giving up on me, even when I deserved it. Our journey was written in scars, Kyle, I whisper, but our future is written in the stars. I can feel his wolf purring in agreement, a warm and happy presence intertwined with my own magic. We are not perfect. We are scarred. We are forged in fire and pain. But we are whole. He is my king, my mate, my second chance. And I am his everything. The girl he threw away became the queen he now worships. And together, we are just beginning.